This ain't shoes, man. We ain't talking about shoes, right?
Not today, bro. Not today.
We ain't talking about sports.
Not today, bro.
What we talking about? What we talking about today?
We talking about wrestling, man. We doing wrestling today.
Wrestling.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
All right, episode 16. We're finally back. I'm finally back. This is the RJ Machismo and Dandin podcast. Let's get it in, guys. What's going on, bro?
Hey, how you doing, man? Happy belated birthday, bro.
Yes, sir, man.
How was the birthday, man?
Everything was good, bro. Everything was good, man.
Good.
You know, good week break, you know. So,
yeah, man.
Finally back.
Work hard, play hard, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you deserve much more blessings to you and your family, man. More blessings,
sir, man. And shout out to you, man, for the jersey and the Razor Ramon figure, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been looking for that jersey for the longest time, so appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, anytime, man. You know, it's all love here, bro. That's Mateo too. That was Mateo's.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he got the drawing and everything down, man, with the hair and stuff too, man. So I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, well, of course. So yeah,
yes, sir.
We are doing episode 16, guys. So this is the why we love professional wrestling, why we love WWF, why we love WWE, you know, why we like AEW, NXT, so on and so forth. So
why we still watch why we still watch wrestling till this day, you know what I'm saying?
We're not no closet boys, man. We talk about it. We talk about it like it's sports, man. And
we still know about it. Yeah.
It's sports entertainment, so it's fun, right? It's fun.
Yes,
fun
sir.
Watching it. Never got old. So let's start it off. So what got you into wrestling?
Well, for me, man, I think you know, 6th grade, you know, I didn't have cable, right? So being in elementary school, you know how all the kids is talking about all wrestling. You know, they were talking about, like, back then it was all about like Stone Cold, Steve Austin. You know, I was in the Attitude Era. So it was always Stone Cold. It was The Rock. It was Triple H, man. So, you know, like I said, man, I was just like talking with like all my classmates. And, you know, like I said, I never got to watch it till like 7th grade when I had like cable again. But, you know, I had the WWF wrestling magazine. So I was reading up on all of that stuff, man. So when I finally started watching it, man, that was like the greatest thing to me. You know, I was like, man, this, especially Razor Ramon, you know, what got me, like, even in the Philippines, see, when I was in Philippines, I was able to watch, like, you know, like this pay-per-views, like, you know, King of the Ring and all that stuff, man. You know, they were always showing Razor Ramon and, you know, Shawn Michaels, all those, that fight they had. So I think, just watching all of that, man, you know, that's what got me into wrestling, man. What about you?
Sheesh. So, like, for me, like, I was fortunate, you know, to watch wrestling. Like, it was actually my dad. My dad got me into wrestling. And the funny thing is, he's not even into wrestling. Like, it was back then when they would show, it's crazy. They would show Wrestlemania on, like, public access TV, like Channel 5. I think it's either Channel 5 or Channel 4. So I remember, like, seeing, like, Hulk Hogan. I think it was, like, maybe WrestleMania 5 against Macho Man. Yeah, I think it was Macho Man. Yeah. So, like, I remember they were fighting. I was like, oh man, who's this guy? Like, you know, like, who's this guy? Like, all these kids they talking about, like, you know, saying your prayers, you know, take your vitamins, you know, doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Like, he was like my, like, you know, obviously, like, you see my shirt, like, he was my childhood hero, man. So, like, Hulk Hogan was definitely, like, the person that got me into wrestling. And then, you know, I just stuck with it, especially with, you know, WWF. They had, you know, Ultimate Warrior. They had Big Boss Man, Undertaker, Brett Hart. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, Tatanka, Kamala.
How'd you feel when Hulkamania went to WCW?
For me, like, it was weird, right? Because it's not the same song. It's not the same ring. It's not the same.
But he kept his colors for the time.
He kept his colors. Yeah. I think for me, I still supported it. But for me, like, your image of Hulk Hogan, right, is in a WWF ring
Yeah, that's true.
against
That's
like
true.
you saw him like go against like Hulk Hogan, not Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, and Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man. Of course, like
Andre the Giant.
Honor the Giant, yeah. So
Yeah,
like all of them went to like WCW, like they
yeah,
all went there. So um, it was crazy, man. I think I'm sorry, WrestleMania 5 was Andre the Giant, I think, versus Hulk
yeah,
Hogan.
yeah.
That was
The
my
body
first
slam. Yeah,
body slam,
body
yeah.
slam. Yeah.
It was crazy. So I was like, oh wow. And then the cartoons came on too, so which is cool.
Did you feel like he was like a hero to you? Like, cause
Oh
like for
yeah,
me, seeing Hulk Hogan in that color, the red and yellow,
yeah,
that's like every kid's like hero, man. Like
yeah.
you talk to anybody now, that's like, that's like a hero. Like he's like Captain America.
He's Captain America.
You
He
know
was
what I'm
like,
saying?
yeah, he was the Captain America of like, of like the kids. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
kids.
the John Cena before, like back
Exactly.
then. Yeah,
But he
yeah.
was much bigger. You know what I mean? He was
Yeah,
much
of course.
bigger.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people give him gripe because he did some bad stuff with like being like doing like racist stuff. But
Yeah.
all is
Yeah, but
forgiven.
that's yeah. That's
It's water under the bridge. So
yeah.
of course, like when he went to like NWO, which we can go on later on, that just made his character even more special. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he
I
pushed
feel
to
like he had
Hollywood.
cooler. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, speaking of that, man, I mean, we're talking that, that category. What was your like favorite factions in wrestling?
Oh yeah. So first, of course, definitely, I would say, yeah, New World Order was like, it was like, it was just groundbreaking, right? Because you saw these three WWF wrestlers leave WWF, and then you see like these outsiders, right? Kevin Nash, Scott Hall. They would invade like WCW Nitro,
Yeah.
and then you would see like what's going on. Like they would always say, oh, yeah, we got a third guy, and then
Yeah.
and then when you saw it was Lex Luger versus Sting versus Macho Man, and then like it was a 3-on-2, right? So like of course they were getting the outsiders were getting wrecked, and everybody was like going crazy.
Yeah.
Um, Actually, no, I'm sorry. Was it yeah, 3-on-2 or something like
Yeah, it
that.
was like Macho Man,
And
just Sting,
in Lex
right?
Luger, yeah, it's three of
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, it was 3-on-2. Yes, it was those
yeah,
three.
yeah,
So yeah, and
yeah,
then everybody went crazy when they saw Hulk Hogan, and then all of a sudden you see him do like a leg drop on Randy Savage,
yeah,
and then that was the first time ever like you saw people like throwing like
yeah, yeah.
stuff in the
That's when
ring. You know what I'm saying? It was
that's when it
crazy.
started. Yeah, that's when it started.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
during like I mean, there was no Attitude Era yet because the war was starting already with NWO. It was just
yeah,
starting, but they WCW like really started it. Um, so definitely NWO because everybody was like part of it. They had Hollywood, and then you got the Wolfpack. Wolfpack was tight. Like
yeah.
it kind of felt like you're part of like a gang where
I
like
know, cause
you know what I'm saying, like
cause of Conan.
Conan, yeah, and it was like red, black and red,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Black, it
black
was
and
like,
red, man. Yeah,
so that was cool because they would have those pay-per-views like
yeah, yeah.
WCW, NWO, you know,
Revenge, or I mean,
yeah,
Slamboree. One of them
mhm,
was Slamboree. Yeah, I forgot
yeah,
what's the other one, but yeah.
yeah. So like like factor for me like NWO is like top, and then of course DX, D-Generation X was really like next level too. Like they were like with the hype with NWO.
Yeah,
Especially when it was like there was the OG. It was just like China, Triple H, and Shawn
Shawn
Michaels.
Michaels. Yeah,
I think that was my favorite faction versus like the other with like
Road Dogg and
Road
Billy Gunn,
Dogg and Mr. Ass
X
and
Pac.
X Pac.
Yeah,
So to me it was cool, you know what I mean. But I think it was just new back then where it was just all three of them, just the three of them. So I would say that DX, and then another sleeper group that I appreciate later on is Evolution. Evolution was tight
yeah, me too.
because like it was mixed with young and new, right? So
Yeah,
you had Ric Flair, you had Triple H, you had a young Randy Orton, and a young Batista. So like people forget that Randy Orton was like the youngest like heavyweight
champion.
champion. like,
Yep.
and it still stands.
13 time right now.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying, like everything that nature, Ric Flair preached to be, to be the man, you got to be the man. Like
Yeah,
that's
that's what he
how
did.
that's how Triple H got his extra swag.
Yeah,
You know,
with Rick.
like
Yeah.
yeah, he was just like, you know what I'm saying, like in DX he was just like a potty mouth dude. Now you see he's more like classy. He's wearing the suits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think with that, Triple H kind of like blossomed his career like after
Oh,
Evolution.
yeah.
I think with everybody in that group too.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
How about you? Like, what's your who are your favorite factions?
Honestly, it's the NWO number one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, following Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. It was just a badass group, man. You know, everything that they did, that kind of like, you know, like when you
Throw like
watch
two
the,
sweets.
yeah, no, it's not even that. It's like it's like a monumental thing when they all did that. That was like
Yep.
groundbreaking for like both wrestling company. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it was the launch of the Monday Night Raw. I mean, the Wars.
Yeah.
You know, because every night, you know, you would turn in WWE, WWF, and then WCW. You're like, oh, I want to know what the NWO is doing.
Yeah.
You know, and they be doing like the wildest stuff, man. You know, like, you know, just just rebellious stuff. Like, I mean, you know, DX is like that, but yeah, I would say NWO, and then Evolution would be number two.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Evolution, like I said, you know, it's just because all of those guys were successful, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, Rick was already, you know, 16 time at that point, right? He was
Yeah. He
already
was
like, yeah,
16.
he
He was
yeah,
staying on 16. Yeah.
yeah. And you know, like I said, everybody that he took under his wing, that
Mm-hmm.
like everybody just blossomed. Everybody became successful. I mean, you know, Batista, you know, he was successful in the ring, but now he's successful as an actor too.
Yeah.
And you know, yeah. So I would say Evolution. You know, DX is there, but I wouldn't say I'm like big on him. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, yeah, they were also outrageous and stuff like that, but uh, yeah, I'll put him number three. But and I think number four would be what was that? What was it called? The Shield.
You like
Shield.
that?
Yeah, man, that Shield was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just one of those things like you wanted to hate them at the same time because you know they were so good. You know, they were like
Mm-hmm.
you couldn't beat them. And I would
Yeah.
like to say Nexus. Nexus is wild too. You know
Nexus
that
was
whole
wild. A
yeah
lot
that
of
was,
people will sleep on
yeah
that.
yeah. So that whole feud with like John Cena was just you know it was a boring time I think for some people
Mm-hmm.
in the WWE. But I think with that feud and that faction at that time, I think that was like a great time I guess for that
Yeah.
era. So
You know what's crazy? Like the way I see the Shield is like the OKC Thunder when they had Durant,
Durant, yeah,
Westbrook,
Harden and
Harden.
Harden.
So
Yeah,
like that's like Roman Reigns, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, which is now,
yeah,
John Moxley.
yeah.
It's wild, right? Like
They're
those
all
they're all
they're
champions.
yeah, they're and three times. I mean, like they
Yeah.
what do you call it when they held all three belts? The
Like Triple
U.S.
Crown.
Yeah,
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 Triple
Triple
Crown.
Crown. They're
Yeah.
all Triple Crown dudes.
Yeah.
So
They all held the tag team, IC, world heavyweight. It's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, they definitely. I think they really propelled, like skyrocketed, like as far as like popularity and stardom, and then their entrance too, right? Like it's crazy, like how like they just come out of the crowd and
yeah,
then you just hear they're calling, the like the Shield theme.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's still Roman's team till this day.
Yeah. What do you think? What
Yeah,
do you think about the new Roman though? I gotta ask you. What do you think about the new heel
I
Roman?
like it, man. I like it, man. You know, I think he deserves this whole shine. You know, it's been a long time coming. You know,
Yeah.
there's no fans, so no one could really boo him.
I think if there was fans, they would cheer him because
Oh yeah, I mean,
this is what everybody wanted.
this is what WWE wanted. This is what Vince probably wanted too. I
Actually,
mean,
this is what he wanted. I'm sure because
he wanted it a long time ago, but it was just like the fans were just like
yeah,
booing him.
but I think same with Cena too, right? Like they want everybody wanted heel Cena, right?
Yeah,
Like he was too goody two shoes. But I know with Vince McMahon, he had part of him too, like holding on to the grass of like WWE. He does it his own way, right? So it kind of felt like Roman Reigns maybe lost like maybe 5 years. I think we lost 5 years out of this. He would have gotten to like great feuds with like Triple H and
yeah,
a healthier Undertaker. I think it was a little too late, but it's better to do it now than never, especially when they have Paul Heyman as his mouthpiece, which is even better because it's good that Roman Reigns is talking a little bit. I prefer not for him to talk because
he's getting there, man.
He's getting there. It's better for him to be a heel rather than like being a baby face, which is I think it's better that way. And then like you see the growth in Roman Reigns where usually it's Paul Heyman, right, talking when he had Brock Lesnar. So now it's Paul Heyman taking a step back and then just let like Roman Reigns like cut his promo, right?
Yeah.
So it's crazy. So I think that's great.
Yeah, I think he's great too, man. Well, I mean, what do you think of the feud with Jay? Like it's like a family feud.
Uso, right now. I think it's great. It's smart business because what's more personal than family, right?
Yeah.
You see that promo where like they interviewed like Rikishi, which is like the Uso's dad, and Afa, which is Roman Reigns' dad, and like, hey, like this is like family tradition, blah blah blah. And then when they had that Samoan tradition with the Reed, that meant a lot, man. Especially when you see his twin brother, I forgot his name. Is it not Jay? Jimmy. He threw that he threw the towel in.
Yeah.
It was crazy, right? Because like people didn't know how significant that is for their culture in Samoan culture. That you're basically like the head chief, right? Like you're the head chief of the tribe. And I think it's great. I think knowing that they trust each other as family and also as professional wrestlers. I think it will get better in time if they make it more personal, even more personal, like maybe start feuding with like Rikishi, you know what I mean? Like if you feud it that way, it's just gonna get much better. And the way Roman Reigns is now, and I hated when the Fiend dropped the belt to him. I get it now. I'm not mad anymore because the Fiend was actually doing great.
Yeah, I mean he has his own character now too. So
yeah.
But I'm telling you this right now, though, with this whole Roman Reigns and the whole Samoan feud right now, I think it's just gonna lead into a Roman Reigns The Rock feud for WrestleMania. Hollywood.
I see that too.
Oh, hopefully it happens in Hollywood, man. That's big.
Yeah, that's definitely big. I think The Rock said if he can go for one more match, it would be
a Roman Reigns. Yep. So we'll stay tuned with that. So going on with the tag teams, man. What's
tag teams?
What's who's your favorite tag teams?
Tag teams.
You could just give 2 or 3.
Yeah. So like the first one I would stand out, it would be from WCW, Harlem Heat. Harlem Heat is definitely like up there. So how many they won 10 times? 10 times?
Yeah,
with Stevie Ray.
Yeah.
I would say them. And then from WWF, I would say the Hart Foundation, because I was also a big Brett Hart fan and Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Oh, okay.
So like, it's cool, right? One was finesse, which is technical wrestling with Bret Hart, and one was like brute strength with Jim the Anvil. So you see that balance, and then like, I don't know, it was just different, right? Because like wearing pink wasn't like the cool thing to do,
especially back then. Yeah, pink and black.
Yeah. So like, my dad, I was like really into Bret Hart. So in like 5th grade, my dad had like a friend that went to like the WWF like live event, and he knew like I liked wrestling, but I guess during that time I couldn't go because no one would take me. My dad wouldn't take me.
Yeah.
So like my dad got me those pink Bret Hart glasses, man. and I wore those things at I went to school, dude. Bro, I never felt the power of being cool, man, just for like a day or two.
Damn.
Wore them things, man. Like people in the school, like, oh man, you got the Bret Hart. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was cool, like having that. And then last tag team. So I said Harlem Heat and I said Hart Foundation. And these are not like super like popular like tag teams. I would probably say the last one was probably Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian and the Dudleys. The TLC match was like it was so different.
Yeah.
They were just death defying. Like no one would ever see somebody like jump off like like a flight of like a ladder, a
Yeah.
table.
I mean, yeah, because they're the ones that started this whole TLC thing.
Yep.
That's where it started. And, when they had that TLC match in Anaheim, WrestleMania 2000. This is where we're at today. The next pay-per-view is what, TLC, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, they're the ones that started it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you. Like, which one is your favorite like tag team champion belt? You like the old WWF belt, like the square one, or do you like the brand like Raw and SmackDown, like the red and blue one?
See, I mean, I didn't, like I said, I didn't really get to watch that time when they had that WWF tag team belt, which I like, by the way. I like that. We'll talk about like favorite belts later on, but I like the design of that tag team belt, but I think I like the brand ones. And I like it in the time where it was like the WCW, ECW era when they had when they first brought it up. Yeah, those are actually my favorite tag team championship belts. WWE wise. But WCW, yeah, I like those belts too. But yeah, man. I mean, my favorite tag teams, to be honest with you, it's I was fortunate to see Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian. I think those are my favorite guys because those were the times I actually started watching, like wrestling at that time.
Yeah.
Edge and Christian, man, they just had that chemistry. But then, like watching them, it was just the fact that you could kind of see that Edge was like starting to just go on his own.
Yeah.
Edge was always the guy. For some reason, every time I would watch him, Edge would always get the pin and the win. So
yeah, of course.
The Hardy Boys, to me, I would say they're number one because they're just like good wrestlers together.
Yeah.
I admire them for their moves, not for their like, their high flying, like Jeff Hardy's high flying, like moves. It was just the way they moved in the ring, that poetry in motion move, just the way they maneuver. I would add the Young Bucks in there. Since that stuff. Yeah, ever since I heard of like the Young Bucks, was a Ring of Honor. And I started watching that, and I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. It's just, I don't want to say like they're my favorite, but I do admire the way they wrestle. It's just for me, every time I watch somebody wrestle, it's just the way they move in the ring.
Yeah.
So I would say those guys. I would also like to throw in, I mean, I don't want to be, I'm being biased of throwing in Kevin Nash and Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. I got to throw them in there, man. I mean, even though they're not like the best, tag team.
Technically sound, they were not the best.
Yeah, they were just cool.
They would put a show. They would just put a show for you guys,
Yeah, they would put a show, man. So I would say those are my favorite tag teams.
Yeah, I like them a lot.
Yeah, another honorable mention for me is the Trashers? Was it those guys. Mosh and those guys, man. They're also high flying. Like I remember watching those dudes. Like brief period of time, they're good too. And then like obviously the Doinks.
Doink the Clown.
Doink the Clown, man. Those are
man. WWF was always known for like
those goofy
parody wrestlers, man.
Yeah. So man. So those are great times, man. Like I wish the tag team division ain't. It's not what it used to be.
No,
I mean, they're trying. They're trying.
Yeah,
they're trying, but I feel like in each promotion is different. Obviously, WWE is not as big as it should be, but AEW, I would say they kind of value their tag team.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if you feel that way about AEW's tag team.
Oh yeah, I think AEW got better tag teams as far as like, I guess they're just more fluid compared to like WWF. Like you're pairing like two different like wrestlers. They don't have chemistry. Like for example, like Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. Right?
That's kind of weird.
they're a weird tag team, but they have the belts. So for now, until like someone takes it, you know what I mean? Like there's no. I think it's sad that they don't have like look at the Street Profits, right? Look how much they developed like over time, like from NXT to WWE like Raw Tag Team Champion. So like they got a gimmick that people like wearing red cup, like holding red cups, like you want the smoke, and they're actually pretty good, man. They're actually like entertaining.
That's what I'm saying. Like the way they move in the ring, they're very like. They have
Of course, you can't forget about New Day too.
Yeah, New Day.
New Day's up there, but they're kind of a weird tag team because like it's like
it's three of them. They started at three. Yeah,
yep.
like that rotational tag team.
Yeah,
like a sub or whatever.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like they still hold like the longest title reign in in wrestling.
Yeah, I mean,
so, they're good.
You can't forget about the women's too. I mean, who's let's throw in a women's tag team in there.
Bailey and Sasha Banks. They're feuding now.
Yeah. I like those two from NXT. Was it Dakota Kai or what's that?
Dakota Kai and I forgot Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
No. The big chick.
Yeah.
The Spanish chick. I forgot her name.
Yeah.
Gonzalez or something.
Yeah. So,
I have to admit though, I need to watch more NXT.
Yeah, same here. I mean, anytime I watch NXT, it's always Undisputed Era for some reason. It's always like.
Oh, so Undisputed Era though. What about that fact? Would you put them as like one of your favorite?
Yeah, I would say they're up there. I forgot all about those guys because they're NXT, but I would say they're up there. But I would rank them over DX.
Definitely, as far as entertainment, and actually no, not even entertainment.
No, I'm not saying entertainment, but skill wise.
Skill wise, yeah, all four of them. They can wrestle, man. Like, I think when they did War Games, that was crazy. Yeah. They had all of four of them.
Yeah.
They tore the house down, like
outlasted everybody.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely appreciate them.
Yeah. So this is moving on to Wrestlemania, man. I mean, we saw Wrestlemania this year. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
No fans. I mean, it was the 2-night thing. Was cool, right? It was like 2 nights. So we're gonna say, what was your favorite WrestleMania moment?
WrestleMania moments. All right, so for me, I mean, there's no order for this. Rock versus Hogan, WrestleMania 18 in the Sky Dome in Toronto. That was crazy, right? It was NWO Hollywood versus The Rock. And of course, majority of the crowd loved Hogan, right?
Yeah.
Because he was /Hogan/NWO, and I think during that time he was trying to break off from NWO during that time.
He was.
And he started going to the black and yellow. That was crazy. It was just electric. Like when they were like looking at each, away from each other from the crowd. Yeah. That was that was a money shot, man.
Yeah, they labeled it as icon versus icon.
Yep, I bought that DVD at Best Buy for it was expensive, man. That's why DVDs are expensive. It was like $29.99. Yeah, man. So
it ain't even a Blu-ray.
Ain't even a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I would say my another favorite WrestleMania moment would be. I have to take it back old school. It will be WrestleMania. I would say WrestleMania 6. It was champion versus champion with Hulk Hogan with the WWF heavyweight title belt versus Ultimate Warrior. So it was the first like champion versus champion, right? Like, this is when Ultimate Warrior just came in, like, and he just came out of nowhere, and just everybody wanted him to win. It was just going back and forth. I mean, people hated the Ultimate Warrior because like he had a bad ego. He's just like Hogan, right? He just have unlimited like wrestling moves.
Yeah.
But to me, that was entertaining. And then another one would be Stone Cold versus Rock, WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
When it was heel Austin, right?
Yeah.
He got the help from Mr. McMahon. It was crazy, right? Like that. It was like the main event, and then he just kept looking in the mirror, like, what the hell is looking in the mirror for? And then you see like it was, and then they did no disqualification, right? They were like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden you see Vince McMahon like coming down the ramp with a chair.
Yeah.
And then he just gave the chair to like Stone Cold and just like started like hitting him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it was crazy because like The Rock kept getting up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you saw like it was just going back and forth. You saw Rock doing the Stone Cold Stunner on Steve, and then Rock bottom, vice versa. It was just going back and forth. But I think that was my favorite match because like that was already the turn of the heel. I guess he was like the corporate champion, right? Because it was a corporate champion with The Rock. And then another WrestleMania moment, I would say it was WrestleMania. A lot of people didn't like this WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania 9 when they went to Las Vegas.
The Caesar's Palace.
Caesar's Palace, right? So it was it was Yokozuna versus Bret Hart, and Mr. Fuji threw that salt, right? Bret Hart. He did the bonsai drop on Bret Hart. Yeah. And then it was Hulk Hogan, right? That was helping Bret. And then Mr. Fuji's like, come on, you want to get the title, like, you coward. And they had, Mr. Fuji and Hulk Hogan got history, right? Back then. And then he challenged him for the title, and then like he freaking won, man. And like it was just like I felt like a kid again, man. I was like, oh my god, like it was wild. And then like there was that sidebar that had a rematch with King of the Ring. Yeah. The photographer had like that little like it was like some fire and like blinded Hulk Hogan, and then he dropped the belt. Yeah. So I think just those those 3 WrestleManias was and the last one was the Money in the Bank, the triple threat with Seth Rollins. I think that was great.
Which WrestleMania was that?
When he cashed in the belt in San Francisco.
Oh, in San Francisco. Yeah.
It was Roman Reigns and it was gonna be a boring like 5-minute match, and then
it was weird, but he just cashed in. I was like, sure.
Yeah, he was like the height of the century. It was crazy.
That was like a turning point.
Yeah. So how about yours? What's your favorite WrestleManias?
For me, it would be number 1. The first WrestleMania I ever watched was The Rock and Stone Cold in Philadelphia. I think that was WrestleMania 15. WrestleMania 15. I think that was one. Yeah, that was the first one that I obviously Stone Cold won that one. Mm-hmm. Then obviously the other 2 was like the whole saga with the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels.
Shit.
All 3 of them. Like even Shawn Michaels.
Is it the Hell in a Cell?
It was Houston, and then it was in Arizona. Those 2. Yeah. I remember. I think we were watching it at
Uncle
Juan's house. That was just a good.
Man, we were shouting. Like we know it's like scripted, right?
Yeah, I mean,
that's just like.
I mean, but still, though, you're like, that's a good ass performance.
Oh, those near count falls, man. God damn.
Yeah, and there was this one point where Undertaker almost got hurt. And I was like, oh shit.
Oh, he did get hurt, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that, that when he dove into that rope, I was like, man, this. Yeah, so. I think those 2, and obviously like all the feuds that he had with Shawn Michaels. I think the one with Triple H too.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Yeah, so those are my favorites. I mean, you could tell I'm like the late WrestleManias. I don't really remember anything from.
Oh, you caught it. I think you caught it at the tail end where it was like it was still Attitude Era, right? Like,
yeah, and like the last one. There's a lot, but then the ones that I'm just saying, like the ones that stand out. Mm-hmm. And the last one is this year with Stone Cold and AJ Styles. Like to me, that's just like it's different. COVID and all, but it's not in the ring. It's all like cinematic. So I think they should do more of that. So that's like one of my favorite WrestleMania moments.
You talking about Undertaker and
AJ Styles? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he said Stone Cold.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So AJ Styles.
I'm like
Undertaker.
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. So. I think those are my moments, man. Like WrestleMania moments, and like from highlight wise, I would like to say like Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels. Like I'll watch the highlights and
the ladder match.
Yeah, the ladder match for the IC belt.
Oh my god!
I would like to say even though I didn't get to watch it at that time, I think I would like just add that on there.
Just to watch it, right?
Yeah, just to watch it.
That was your idol, yeah.
Yeah. So
those are cool. Yeah, like which WrestleMania which WrestleMania design or which WrestleMania design did you logo did you like the old school one or
I think I like the old school ones, man.
Me too.
Like even the early 2000s because I feel like they have more like character. Like it went with the cities, like
That's
how
true.
how the old Super Bowls do. Now it's just like that boring like Super Bowl, Super Bowl trophy. It's not even like, there's no character in those logos
Yeah, I
anymore.
think it's dumb. Like when they had that WrestleMania in Florida, like it was thrill of your life, and that's like a damn roller coaster. It looks stupid, man.
I mean, WrestleMania 2000 was weird, because they didn't know what they were doing. Like it was just like one of those. It was just says WrestleMania and then the green 2000.
Yeah.
But after that, they started making like good ass logos, and they would always hang it up like in the shows, like prior.
Yeah, that was before they had
Royal Rumble.
Like, yeah, they just had like the big screen, right? They didn't have like pyrotech. They had like small pyrotechnic.
Yeah, it was just
like,
all banners. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think those were my favorite logos back in the day, man.
So
I wish that, like I said, I wish the NFL would start doing that again, but they're getting lazy. Everybody getting lazy.
So sidebar, like which one's your like favorite pay-per-views? Like let's do WCW and then WWF. Like which ones do you like?
I think WCW Halloween Havoc, because I like that logo too, and a lot of moments. Yeah, Halloween Havoc. WWE, oh man.
We can go WWF if you want. We can go.
WWF would be King of the Ring when it was
that.
when it was a big, when it was like an actual.
It was a tournament. It's not like you go on SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah. You don't do it on Monday night and stuff like that. Yeah. And I think the current one that I like so far, let me add Backlash to that too, man.
Backlash is cool. The little thing.
Yeah. And then what's that called? Armageddon. Armageddon was cool. Yeah. Clash of Champions is cool too, because like everybody was just like put everything on. Yeah. So.
Those are cool.
What about you, man?
So I like WCW. I like Starrcade. So that was like, that was like their WrestleMania, right? Like WCW's WrestleMania. And it was always at
Washington D.C.
Yeah, it was at MCI Center, aka Verizon Center.
The phone booth.
Right? So like
that was the bank.
that was where Goldberg dropped the title to Kevin Nash, right? With the taser.
Yeah, the taser.
It was crazy. So yeah, I always liked that. And I always like Bash at the Beach was cool because like they used to do it. Yeah, they used to do it like.
Yeah, and they were creative with the setup. It was like a beach vibe.
It was a beach vibe, right? Yeah. And that was the first time NWO was like was formed.
Yeah.
WWF, I would say. I like King of the Ring. I would say Survivor Series was cool.
Yeah, Survivor Series was cool.
Survivor Series was cool, like especially like the 5-1-5.
Yeah.
Or like your best five against their best five. The last one that they did, actually no, the one with Sting when he debuted.
Triple H.
Yeah. I think that was like the last good Survivor Series. I mean,
it was
for me, but that was Survivor Series was always Undertaker's next to WrestleMania. That was his like second like known matches because it was always like towards like Halloween / like Thanksgiving.
So it was like the Buried Alive match and all that stuff.
He had always something with Kane and always something crazy. So like I always like those types of pay-per-views. And then like actually like the newer pay-per-views now, AEW, like their pay-per-views, they're all right. Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah. Cool names, man. What was that, Double or Nothing?
Double or Nothing, man. Yeah. You watch it free or you watch on Bleacher Report?
Bleacher Report. I wish they would bring back like, there's no like big wrestlers like Undertaker, but they would bring back their own like pay-per-views for like a star. Like Undertaker was Judgment Day. That was his pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, that was Judgment Day.
That was his pay-per-view. And obviously like the TLC belonged to like the Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, and the Hardys at that time. So I wish they would kind of bring that back, but there's no like big superstar right now that would probably even deserve that. Like Fully Loaded would always like that would be like DX to me. Fully Loaded was like a DX pay-per-view.
I remember that. Yeah. Like now to me the most oversaturated pay-per-view is Money in the Bank.
Yeah. I wish they would have just kept it as like a WrestleMania event, like a match.
Yeah, just keep them, you cash it in whenever. And now it's like it's so predictable now, right? Because who won the Money in the Bank? It was Otis, right?
Yeah.
So now, like, he don't have the damn briefcase.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like they
they're trying to make
wasted
it like,
on.
yeah, they're trying to make him
Like it's
not
a waste.
relevant. They're not trying to make him relevant now for a title run. I don't think like
Yeah.
Vince McMahon wants him to be. You know what I mean? Like, I think when who won the Money in the Bank that failed? Oh, Damien Sandow. Remember? Like,
Yeah.
won the Money in the Bank,
And
and it
yeah.
was freaking. He lost to what? This is John Cena.
Yeah. Yeah. Buried his ass.
I don't know. They buried his ass, dude.
Yeah.
It's wild, man.
Yeah, man. So
So it's
yeah,
all
man.
good.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, so what's I know we like WWF, we like WCW back in the day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on All Elite Wrestling?
I think it's good, man. I mean, I think it's a good promotion. I think it's different. It gives like other wrestlers a chance to kind of like, stand out and succeed. Like Brody Lee,
Bro, release, man.
yeah, like Rusev for like now is over there as Miro. They get to shine. Like they don't have to be, like the champion right away, but they get to show off who they truly are. And it's always good with competition, because you always push each other. You push the
Yeah.
other company to do better. So I think it's good, and I'm excited to see, what else they got going forward with them. I wish they would bring more championship titles. I think they are getting there. I mean, the TNT title is kind of weird. I wish they didn't name it at that, but it's like TV rights.
Man, they honestly that TNT title they copied off the Universal title, man. Let's just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the red belt.
yeah.
Yeah, I wish they would have came up with something else. Like they would have at least. I don't know. I think they would have just brought back like the classic, like the TV title belt.
Yeah.
Bring another U.S. championship belt. Whatever.
Dude, yeah, man. US Continental title or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, U.S. Continental, whatever. But like I said, like I missed the TV championship, the television championship belt. You know what I'm saying?
TV championship,
Yeah, yeah,
hardcore championship.
yeah, stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I think they're getting there. So like for me, I accept every new promotion, man,
Yeah.
and I'm excited to see what they got going forward.
So like, what do you think of with Chris Jericho? Like, I know he was like the first signing. What do
Le
you think?
champion.
The champion. What do you think of him in AEW?
He's good, man. I think he's a franchise guy, man. I mean, that's somebody you want to sign. That's somebody you want to start your business with. He's like accomplished everything. Doesn't need to prove anything else. He's been a champion in WWE. He's been He's one of the best intercontinental champions ever. He's been to Japan, and now he's here. Like he's just helping out like everybody else, man. And that's another thing I like about AEW. Like they put people over.
Yeah.
They don't ever bury nobody like that. So
yeah, especially his what's his new faction now in AEW?
was that the Inner Circle?
Inner Circle.
Yeah.
So now like he's like the Triple H, right, of Evolution or Ric Flair. Like he got all these young kids.
Yeah, like MJF.
Like, nobody know about. Yeah, oh yeah, MJF is good, man. He's great in the mic, and then he's a young dude. And then of course, can't forget about Dean Ambrose, aka John Moxley.
John Moxley, yeah.
He, of course, it didn't work out with him. They kind of dropped the ball when he was like weird, talking about like
they try to make him like a lunatic fringe, like the Joker. So
yeah, this was actually much better now. Like he's actually more comfortable. Like you can tell by in the ring too.
Yeah.
And he does have that little bit of that Shield vibe where he's still coming out of the crowd, which is cool,
Yeah.
So I like, definitely. I think you'll see AEW get more competitive with WWE, but like I said, WWE is
way established.
Yeah, but the thing is that there's a lot of unhappy. I still read like stuff, right, like on like wrestling. I know there's like a lot of people like contracts are up at WWE.
Yeah.
And then you can even say, AJ Styles and like Randy Orton, they even inquired going to, AEW because that's where the opportunities are at.
Yeah, because I mean, for me, man, with Randy Orton, I mean, I know he's feuding with like Drew McIntyre, but I mean, when are they gonna give him a chance to like get 14 times, man?
Yeah, he needs to get that belt because I think he was a great heel champion.
Yeah, man. So I mean, he's always getting the opportunity, but he just keeps losing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think they want to push Drew McIntyre.
I guess.
Yeah, to be like this fighting champion, right?
Yeah.
But the last pay-per-view when I saw like the ambulance match where like I saw like Drew McIntyre beat Randy Orton with a punt. I mean, that was kind of weak, in my opinion. Like you could have
Yeah.
at least like do something else. Like you could
Claymore.
you can do a
Claymore through a
claymore.
door.
Yeah,
To the door or something,
yeah.
you know?
You already broke the ambulance with a claymore kick.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I think they're trying to push him too hard as far as being like a fighting champion, and then Roman Reigns right now is like the best champion right now in wrestling.
Yeah, yeah. Bar none.
Bar none, yeah, head to toe.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think AEW in time, they're gonna be very good, and it's good programming too. You also got Jim Ross there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're commentating.
Tony Schiavone.
Yeah.
And the wrestler Lucha Libre dude.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is they're staying at a TIAA bank. they're a Jaguars facility. You know?
Because of COVID, man.
Yeah, man. So that's great, man. Did we talk about our favorite heel wrestlers already, or?
Oh no, we didn't touch that yet.
Yeah, throw one in there, like throw one or two favorite heel wrestlers.
Heel wrestler? You're gonna hate me this, but Undertaker was like a heel wrestler to me, man. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, no. When he was the
Big Evil,
the Ministry.
Oh, the Ministry. Oh yeah.
He was a bad dog. A lot of people always remembered him as like the Phenom, right? A lot of people don't hated him as the Ministry because this is where like that's when he was like so dark, right? Darker.
Yeah.
He was like kidnapping Stephanie McMahon.
Some wild voodoo shit he's doing.
Offering Stone Cold Steve Austin to Satan. You know what I'm saying? And then there's like
putting dudes on the cross.
Yeah, he crucifying him on live TV.
Yeah, man.
Right? A lot of people like didn't like that Undertaker, but I enjoyed him as that heel because like, it was crazy. It was just going back and forth, right? And like, like it was like Stone Cold trying to help Stephanie McMahon, and it was like a triangle, and then McMahon hates Steve Austin, and then he hates, and then McMahon later joined with the Ministry. The Ministry was deep, man. A lot of people didn't know about that. They had the Acolytes. They had
Edge and Christian.
The
Brood. Yeah, Gangrel.
Gangrel, yeah, and then I forgot the big dude too.
They got Farouk and JBL.
Yeah, the Acolytes.
Yeah, Acolytes.
So they was deep, man. Like, I think, for me, in my opinion, he was like a good heel wrestler. Another good heel wrestler. It's like with the heel wrestlers, man. Like they ended up being like faces. So yeah. The next heel wrestler, I would say, people. I like I said, this is my thing, right? I would say it's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar was a badass heel, man.
Yeah, he was, man. He was.
Because the reason why he was so good at being a heel is because he's straight to the point. Like, he doesn't have to talk. That's why he had as a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
He just like suplex city your ass.
Yeah.
20 times, and that's it.
Yeah.
He freaking broke Undertaker's streak.
I know.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy. Yeah, broke everybody's hearts.
Right?
Yeah.
It was crazy. So like to me, he was like one of the best heels. Who else? Oh, Roddy Piper was a good heel too.
Yeah, he was.
I hated him. In the cartoons, like the Saturday like wrestling cartoons, man, he was always like it made me hate him even more.
Yeah.
And then one more heel. Maybe WCW. You can do WCW. Man. I would probably say the heel that I hate in WCW, it probably gonna be both. It's Jeff Jarrett.
Double J.
Slap nuts with his damn
slap nut. Yeah, Double J.
Yeah. So like I hated, like he was like, to me he was like a nobody in WWF, and then when he went to WCW, That's when he was starting like to use his guitar. I mean, it pissed me off, man. Every time,
it was annoying.
It was annoying. And then like people would sell on that guitar, like being like it's like a damn hammer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he would win championships. He would not get disqualified. You see a freaking like broken guitar on the ring, and the referee's stupid. Don't even count it.
Yeah. It was so dumb.
How about you? Who's your favorite heel wrestler?
I think one of them will be the Big Boss Man. I always hated the dude, but he was good. He was good though. He was good, man.
Is it the corporation Big Boss Man that you didn't like?
Yeah.
We were in the all black.
Yeah, the all black guy. You know, that was one of the heels I liked. Who was good too. Obviously, what's his name? CM Punk. CM Punk. Yeah, CM Punk, man. He was like like you said, most heels turn to face. But he was one of those guys where he was a heel, but then everybody liked him.
Did you like him? Did you hate him as a heel when he was with Nexus? Like when he was like, he had all those people. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like the leader, right?
Yeah. So those are only two guys. WCW, I don't really have anybody there that I can remember that's a heel.
I think because for you, the heels were NWO, right?
I'm always like with the bad guys.
That's what I'm saying.
I kind of like the, so it was hard for me to choose that. It's like
it will be the face that would be the heel for you.
Yeah, pretty much. So
like you hated Lex Luger, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You hated his ass.
Yeah. Those are the type of dudes, like the basic dudes. So
yeah, I mean those are good. Like I said, you have that thinking that NWO was a heel, but those are like the faces. You know what I'm saying? Like they were good. They were like the good dudes for you.
Yeah, because I guess you could say I was like a rebellious dude too, so I kind of related to them. So
for sure.
Yeah. So moving on, man. We play a lot of video games, and
used to for me.
Used to. Same here. Like for me, it's just all Call of Duty. But what was like your favorite wrestling video games, man?
Oh man, you're taking a bite. This is a good topic.
Like for me and you, I know we never played a wrestling game, a versus ever. We only played like Madden.
Oh yeah. We always said we should definitely do that next when this COVID is over.
Yeah, one of these days, man.
So like my favorite video games is Royal Rumble for the Super Nintendo, because there was an arcade game for that, but like I don't know, it never imported. I think it came for the Sega Saturn, but that shit was like expensive. So when I saw like the Royal Rumble for the Super Nintendo, and then I saw like Bret Hart and like Hulk Hogan and Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, I was like, wow. And then you can actually, you basically get them weak enough to get over the top of the belt, the ropes.
Yeah,
it was crazy. And then like you would get this like, oh, you're the king, you're the Royal Rumble winner. So that was my favorite game. And then another one is everybody's favorite game is WCW versus NWO Revenge for the Nintendo 64.
Yes,
it was at the AKI engine, man.
Yeah,
it was just crazy. They created a wrestler. So like
Polygon dudes.
Shout out to my cousins, man. Angel, Brandon, and Junior. Them boys always go to my room and play nonstop, like NWO. They would just play nonstop, man. Like like the N64, right? They had four ports.
Yeah.
So I had 3 controllers, so they were good. So one of them would have a Nintendo, and then when my Lola would like watch them, they would just go to my room. Like I'm like sleeping, man. I hear this like screaming. So like I have like all these like saved like creative characters, like for all 3 of them. They would like save all their characters, man. And I would end up using them because they were actually pretty tight.
Yeah.
So like that was a good game. Next game would be WrestleMania 2000 was tight because that was 64. More like that was on the WWF platform. And then the all-time greatest game, I think, in people's opinions, is No Mercy.
Yep.
No Mercy was tight. And my honorable mention is SmackDown for the PlayStation 1, the first one.
WWF SmackDown.
That
Yes,
shit was
sir.
fun, man. Like, it
Yeah.
was also on the Aki engine.
Yeah.
It was next gen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't hang with like the WWE 2K games.
Damn.
Like, them joints are like, I don't know, man. They're like kind of like Madden, man. Like it comes out every year.
Yeah. It's repetitive.
I don't
It's
got.
repetitive.
Yeah, it's just like it's weird, man. Like I think I got 2K13. That was the last one. I think it was like Daniel Bryan on the cover.
Yeah. And then the alternate was like The Rock.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
How about you? What's your favorite wrestling games?
Starting off, PlayStation 1. It was WWF Attitude, Stone Cold on the cover.
Damn, you like that game? That game.
Yeah, man. It was booty, man. It was booty, but I used to come over.
Damn.
I used to come over to my friends' house when we were kids.
You know
man.
how many buttons you gotta press to do a
rock
like bottom?
I still remember the stunner, man. I think stunner was like forward, square, and triangle.
That thing was like Mortal Kombat, dog.
Yeah, that, and I like the Attitude too. What was it? No, the WWF Attitude, and there was another one, WWF Raw, right? No.
For the Xbox, that game was terrible.
Yeah, it was one of them, man. No, it wasn't Raw. It was both for PlayStation 1. So the first one was WWF Attitude. Was it like there's a second game to that, right?
No.
Do you remember? Yeah, it was Attitude. There was another one. That was 1999. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah,
it was by Acclaims. Oh, Warzone.
So that game was terrible, man.
Yeah, they're both
by Acclaim.
Yeah, they're both by Acclaim. Yeah. So Warzone and Attitude, they're both terrible games, but I enjoy. Wow. Yeah, I spent a lot of time playing those games, man. WCW Nitro, that was ass too.
That joint was ass.
Yeah, Nitro and Thunder, those two games, I like those. Like I said, I spent a lot of time playing those games. Obviously, N64, WCW, NWO Revenge was, one of my favorite. Like No Mercy was there too, obviously, in WrestleMania, but I think Revenge was like my favorite.
Revenge was tight.
Moving on to the PlayStation 2, it would be the SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth. That
that was the best one.
I think that was that
he
one.
Was like this.
Yeah. And then with the new generation now, I think it would be. I think it's not the 2K. It was still I think it was still Ukes at that time.
Yeah, it was Ukes.
I think it was WWE 12. I think Randy Orton was in the cover.
Yeah, is that good?
Yeah, because it was like 13. It was already 2K.
Mm-hmm.
So like before that, like before they went to transition into 2K, that was my last favorite like wrestling game. So, but honorable mention, like I didn't have Super Nintendo, but I was able like to play it. I think like the one WWF Raw for the Genesis.
That was ass.
That was ass too, but yeah, it was a good game for me, man. So like I miss playing like wrestling games. But I buy them every year, almost every year. Like I didn't buy I think 20.
That joint was like $20, right? You told me you bought that thing.
Was it 20?
It was 20, man.
Oh yeah. Okay, I got everything. I keep forgetting because I buy some games and I don't open them. So
see, that's player.
Yeah, price, $20. Man. Yeah, $20. So yeah, but yeah, that's the last game I didn't open it. But I did open 19. And when I did play that game, what's telling my coworker is I played that game. I put that shit on easy. I still got pinned. I was like, fuck, man, I'm not playing this game no more, man. Like it's a whole, like you said, it's like Madden. It's like Madden, man. It's like it's not. It's not hard
no more.
It's not hard. It's just the learning curve is a little bit different now. It's not just like one button. Now it's like a button here, and you gotta twist the joystick.
Yeah.
And you gotta fuck around with the meters, stuff like that. It's different.
It's crazy. That new AEW game, they're doing the No Mercy engine on it.
No, they are.
Yeah, so I might cop that.
Or is it they're doing it for the PS5 or they're doing it for?
It's gonna be next gen. Yeah, definitely.
Oh shit! I don't even have a PS5 yet. So.
You pre-order though, or no?
I ain't pre-order. I'll wait for the slim versions, man. Like that's.
I don't like the buggy joints, man. Like they're straight bugs on the
I mean,
first.
it's not even buggy, but like I said, man, with the current state of like what's going on right now, like everybody's on their computer, it's just hard to get shit. So I'm like,
Yeah, that's
okay,
true.
I'll just wait. So
Yeah. Plus, like I said, there's buggies on there too, man.
yeah,
That's
it's gonna be buggy. It's gonna be buggy. So, but I'm
I
excited.
don't.
Like I didn't even know AEW was gonna come out with a game, so I'm
Oh
excited for
yeah,
that.
I'm gonna get that for sure.
Yeah. So our next topic here, man, your favorite championship belts. I mean, I know you gave me the Intercontinental. That's my favorite. That's I really like that
Man,
one. But I want
yes
to know
sir.
I want to know what's your favorite championship belt.
So little side story. I wish Rael brought that belt, man. I asked him.
Yeah,
I was his best man at his wedding, so hey, like Rael, like you know, I know you and Joanna got like a bunch of stuff already for your
yeah,
house. What do you want, man? He was like, I want an Intercontinental belt. Like, all right. And I wanted, I ordered the belt and it didn't make it in time when
yeah.
I went to Hawaii. I wish I brought, I had it so you would have wore it in your wedding. But what makes it cool, right? With your story, maybe you want to tell about it. I'll put you on the spot. Tell us what you did with that belt, with your IC belt.
Well, it's crazy when you gave that belt to me, and like you said, it didn't come on time, which everything kind of worked out perfectly because at the time when it was supposed to come to me, I was gonna go see Kevin Nash and Scott Hall at a like a little pop-up show that they do at like an elementary school. It's like a little small promotion wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't. They postponed it. Till like the next week.
Mm-hmm.
But Kevin Nash didn't go. Scott Hall was going to be there, and it was at Frederick Keys Stadium, Frederick, Maryland. It was at
Yeah,
Frederick Keys
I
game.
remember I told you about that too. Like,
Yeah,
bro, you need to
so
go, man.
so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go, man, because that belt you gave me, I wanted to get it signed, and like everybody knows, that's like my favorite wrestler. That's my favorite belt, so I had to do it, man.
So,
I
like,
had
let
to
me
do it.
ask you this: what was that experience like? Because I know you took a picture. You took a picture with the outsiders, right?
Yeah.
So, two questions: like, what was that experience like meeting the outsiders, and what was the experience like meeting Scott Hall on a personal level and having your belt signed?
Meeting the outsiders was like surreal for me, man, because it's been a while. Like I don't usually see famous people. Like like obviously everybody don't see famous people, but just somebody you watch growing up. You watch them so much, and then you're like, man, they're so cool. They have this swag, and just for anybody that looked up to somebody as a kid, it's just one of those things that you always wanted to do. Like, yeah, they're older now. Like, you wish you kind of like saw them like in their prime, but it was still cool, man. They were cool people. They were like, yeah, man, you're a troublemaker for you're wearing that NWO shirt, blah, blah, blah. And, at that time, too, the first time I met him, good story, Kevin Nash, you have to pay, right? You have to pay to take a picture. So I think it was like $20 to just do like one superstar. But, Kevin Nash was nice enough to just jump in the picture because I was like, hey, man, like, I love you guys, man. You guys are my favorite like tag team. I just said that they were my favorite tag team at that time. So he jumped in there, man. And, he just threw it in there. Like he didn't, he didn't
Yeah,
get paid for it. So that was cool. But seeing Scott Hall again, like him signing my belt, that was like the best moment, ever. Like, like I know, like I'm a big Kobe fan too. Rest in peace. I didn't get to meet him, but seeing, I think for me, that's like, I don't want to say that's enough, but that's like a big accomplishment.
yeah. Because that's your childhood hero, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the wrestler that that was your favorite wrestler.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just somebody like you say, you thought who was cool, you kind of looked up to him in a wrestling level. So I mean,
Yeah.
let me just show this picture. Uh, oh no, that's kind of, there you go, right there.
Oh, that's sweet, man.
Yeah, man.
That's
So
too sweet.
that was in Philadelphia when I saw him, man. So
Damn.
yeah, man, that was a good time, man. So
Damn, man.
yeah,
You make me want to bring my other picture too.
yeah, man. You gotta talk about you when you meeting the Hulk, man. The Hulk's here,
Should
man.
I get the picture? I'll bring it
Yeah,
real quick. All right, hold on 1 second.
yeah. Go ahead, man. Yeah, we gotta edit this when we're finished, cause You know what I'm saying? One of those unexpected things, man. You know, you gotta talk about it, bring it out. That's how we do here. They have the video somewhere. Oh,
All
there
right,
he
man.
is. There he is.
All right, so I guess since
Man.
we're sharing pictures, right? So I was able to meet Hulk Hogan. I think it was, man, it was like probably 3-4 years ago.
I think it's the same year.
Same year, right? It was the
Yeah,
same year
same
we
year.
met him.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, so
2017.
yeah, 3 years ago. So like he was also doing like a pop up, and it was like, you know, of course you got to pay. I think it was, I had to pay like $95, and you get a picture of shit. Who, you know, like if you that was your idol, right? Which is not a bad of a deal. You do it.
Yeah.
So I drove like an hour and a half. It was pretty far. Like it was a far drive,
Yeah, I
but
remember you told me you
I was
were
like,
in
oh
line.
shit. Yeah. So like
Yeah.
yeah, man. So like I was able to meet all these like these hardcore like Hogan like fanboys,
Hulkamaniacs.
Hulkamaniacs, right?
Yeah.
Everybody in the costumes with the boas and the Hollywoods. I saw this one dude that has like the original like, you know, Eagle belt, which is one of my favorite belts, my opinion. So we'll go down there. Yeah, so basically like we were lining up, and then, you know, we were inside the facility, and then all of a sudden, man, like I say there was about like 300 people, 400 people. I got there early. I got there in the front, and then all of a sudden you see like Hulk Hogan, man, like coming out of the curtains, and the people were just like losing it, like
Hell yeah.
holy shit.
Hell yeah.
It was crazy, right? So like imagine that was your superhero that you saw, that you've always idolized when you were a kid, and you were just like, oh damn, like he's literally like in the same building as me. And then I was like, luckily, like I was able to finesse myself to get in the front of the line. So I was like maybe like the second or third person.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, I shook Hulk Hogan's hand, and I said, hey, thank you. I said, yeah, I know you hear this a lot, but you know, you were my idol when I was a kid. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, I appreciate it, man. Hey, thanks for supporting me like all these years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kept it as that, you know? So, like, this is a picture. It's a picture of me and Hulk Hogan.
With the shirt.
When
Hulk
the Hulk rules,
rules.
you know, he's a
Should
two
have tear
fan,
it
right?
up.
I didn't want to do no two. It's not NWO.
No, you should have tore it
And
up like this. And
no, man. Look at my glare on my dumb glasses, bro.
Oh, you should have took it off, man.
Nah, it's cool, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
That's the experience. You know, it's funny. Like this picture was next to my mantle, like next to my wedding picture. So the missus got mad. Like, why you gonna put a picture of
No.
Hulk Hogan next to our picture? Because he's my idol. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So now this is next to my dresser.
Yeah.
In our bedroom. So, you know, you have, like I said, you have your superhero moment with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. I had my superhero moment with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Like he's like to me, he's the GOAT, right? The greatest of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like it was just great. Like just looking back, like damn, I can't believe now he's like old as hell now. Like he's freaking he's frail, man. He's like he doesn't dye his hair no more. It's not even blonde. It's like white. So it's cool.
Should have got his Jordan 3s, man. He's
I know he was a sneakerhead, man.
Yeah, you know he wears the same Jordan 3s every time. I forgot the colorway, but it was it's like red and purple. I forgot there's a nickname to it, but
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it was a 2017 version.
It was some GR joints that he liked.
Yeah, it was like Obsidian and whatever. I forgot.
He likes those and those fives. Those, you know what I'm talking
about? Yeah.
It was like Fire Red 5 or something.
Yeah. So that's great, man.
Back. You know, that was nice nostalgia. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that. So like back to our favorite belts, right? My favorite belt all time is the Eagle WWF belt, the World Heavyweight Championship belt.
Yeah.
My opinion, and you know, it's just my opinion. A lot of people like the big gold belt, like the WCW belt, because it's bigger and it's more prestige. Since I was like a hardcore WWF fan, and I saw Hulk Hogan won it, I saw Ultimate Warrior won it, I saw Undertaker won it, I saw Bret Hart. Bret Hart won it many times. To me, it just resembled like good memories, right? Like in the '80s, late '80s, early '90s for me. Um, and even Stone Cold like held the belt too. Shawn Michaels held the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that was like one of the most prestige belts in my opinion. To me, it's more prestige than I don't want to
The
say prestige.
gold.
Yeah, and the gold is different. It's like next level because it went to like different, like it went to like NWA and like
Yeah.
WCW.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was my favorite belt. The Smoking Skull belt was nice too. That's that one, and then the Brahma Bull belt, the Rock belt was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
He was corporate champ.
Yeah.
$1 million belt was nice. It was,
Yes.
but
Ted
you can never win
DiBiase.
it. You can never
Yeah.
win it, right?
Yeah. You can't.
Um, and actually, I take it back. The the spray painted gold belt, the NWO belt.
And Hulk Hogan's belt. Yeah.
That I mean, no one ever done that. No one would ever
Do it. Yeah.
disrespect that belt, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But Hulk Hogan spray painted it like black, just black,
NWO.
right?
Yeah.
So imagine like you do that to the belt, right? It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then you got the mid tier belts, the IC belt, like the one that you got, the white belt, the one that Shawn Michaels wore. Like I think he was like the first one. Him and Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
Mr. Perfect was I think they were the first two that changed the belt to white.
Yeah.
That one was cool, and I also like the second version of the WWF belt. I think when Brock Lesnar won it and when he went to SmackDown, you know what I'm talking about? It was like it was like an updated version of the Eagle belt, but it's just like the globe.
Oh, it was the at that time it was the undisputed belt.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. Yep.
Because when Jericho won both, he kind of like they merged it and they just made it into one.
Mm-hmm.
But they called it, obviously they called it the World Heavyweight Championship belt.
Yeah,
But
the undisputed belt. Yep, that's it.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. So those are my favorite belts. So who are your favorite belts?
Since you did it the championship, like the higher tier, I think
Yeah.
I like the Wing Eagle, but then the Attitude Era Wing Eagle, the Circle.
Circle one's cool.
Yeah, because that one's and obviously big gold for WCW. I like that belt, and I kind of like AEW's right now because that's a clean belt. That championship belt right now is clean.
Oh, it is clean.
So, yeah. The mid-tier belts, obviously, I like both. Maybe I'll say all of the old Intercontinental title, especially the '90s one, and then like the 2000 early 2000 one was a sleeper, the little glow one. Now it looks, it reminds me of the North American title.
Okay.
That's the like the Jericho era of like
Mm-hmm.
Intercontinental. Yeah, I like that belt. It was another belt that nobody really talked about. It was like a light heavyweight championship belt.
Is it from WCW?
No, it's a WWF belt. At that
Who
time,
held that belt?
yeah, that's one thing. It was just I saw it, but I don't know who actually. I just like seeing it. I was like, oh, I like that belt because I have the toy.
Yeah, you do have all of them.
Yeah, I have all the toys. So I was like, I like that belt. For WCW, I like the TV championship, obviously, and I like their US title better than WWF, WWE.
I agree.
Yeah. Let's go tag team. Probably my favorite tag team belt is the WWF one, like the old.
The one that says world, right?
Yeah, like the British
World.
Bulldog.
Yeah.
And obviously like the brand belts on the 2003.
SmackDown.
I like the SmackDown and the Raw. Yeah, those belts better than the tag teams now. Yeah, so and then go lower to that, probably like the hardcore belt.
Hardcore belt was it was funny, right? It was a gimmick belt, right?
Yeah.
Like Vince McMahon gave it to Mankind. Here you go. I made you a hardcore champion.
Yeah.
Defend it 24/7.
Yeah. And
then I wish they did that, just that ugly ass hardcore belt instead of that 24/7 belt.
Yeah, 24/7. I mean, it looks cool, but I was like, man, it's too gimmicky.
Yeah, it's very gimmicky.
Yeah, and the way you gotta like defend it is kind of weird, and the way they're like playing it's also weird. So, I like the hardcore, and then not WCW, but the cruiserweight for the WWE, not the purple one, like the one when the WCW was invading.
Oh, I know you're talking
WWE.
about. They merged it. Yeah.
Yeah. That
I think
cruiserweight.
it was Billy Kidman that had the
Billy
belt.
Kidman. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I like that one too. And honorable mention. I don't know if you've seen New Japan's Intercontinental belt.
I've heard. Is it nice?
Yeah, that one's cool. But if you look it up, it looks better than the Intercontinental now.
What?
So, yeah.
Actually, you know what? Do you know the nice belt too is the U.S. title, the U.S. title.
Which one?
The newer version, the updated version that the Hurt Business got.
Oh really? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I like it. Yeah. But I guess you got to move on with the times. I guess, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's more updated.
Yeah, but
the one that Bobby Lashley has. Yeah,
it looks cool. Yeah. So hopefully they'll start making those toys, so I can go ahead and cop those.
Yeah, but you still collect those belts, right?
Yeah, like I said, I just bought the AEW toy belt. So it's a lot of things. I think the only thing I'm missing right now is the UK.
Oh,
I don't know what
the NXT.
The NXT UK Championship belt. Now that's hard to find. So
damn.
I don't know. I missed out on it. I don't know what I was thinking. I just they'll be around. They'll be at Walmart, but apparently they're a hot item.
What's the hardest belt that you had to that you ever had to collect or that you came across?
Like a toy belt?
Toy belt, yeah.
I think it was the old tag team belts, the WWF tag team belts.
Really?
Those were the hardest one to find.
Where'd you find it?
eBay.
Wow.
And for me, when I collect tag team belts, you gotta get two. You can't get.
Oh yeah, you can't get no one.
Yeah, you can't get one. So like I said, that's how it was hard to find because I find one, the dude only had one, so you gotta wait. You gotta keep watching it and find another one. So, I don't know what those belts are worth right now. I mean, they're just there stashed as a collectible. One of these days I'll probably bring it out. I'll probably post a picture on Instagram.
You should.
Yeah, but those are my favorite belts, man. I mean, what's wrestling without championship belts, right?
Yeah, you gotta fight for something, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think they look better than the UFC belts or even the boxing belts, to be honest with you.
It's funny. Remember, I think we were talking. You bought the WWF belt at Toys R Us for $50.
Yeah.
The real belt, right? Because I remember you displayed it with the IC belt.
Yeah.
So I came across the women's title belt, the real joint.
Yeah.
For the same price for $50. I was like, I don't want this. What am I doing with this?
Damn.
Now I regret it. Damn, man.
Yeah, why did you?
I know it was a women's belt. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. You could have still sold that, man.
Yeah, I know. It was stupid. Because I was looking for the belt that you got.
Yeah.
Was closing, man. I was like, they had a whole rack of these the Charlotte Flair joint.
Yeah.
That belt. I don't want this stupid pink belt
or
purple belt.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. Now I regret man. You think we have regrets with shoes. Certain things with wrestling novelties, man. We have regrets too.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's your regret. My regret was not getting the UK NXT UK Championship right away.
Yeah,
I'm thinking he's gonna be there, right? But it's not.
Yeah. I mean, you'll come across it. I'm sure he will come across it. So
yeah. If I try hard enough.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry. So next question now. With the COVID situation now, and you gotta face it. There's also oversaturation with wrestling. So how do you feel about current state right now of wrestling? Wrestling with no fans. They got that Thunderdome right now, and SmackDown and Raw. So what do you think? How wrestling industries are handling the current state?
I think it's still weird because there's no fans. I think obviously, I think any wrestler will even tell you the fans make everything. Having the fans in the stadium just makes the show, man. Imagine I was watching highlights of Alexa Bliss doing Sister Abigail on what's her name?
Nikki Cross.
Lacey Evans.
Oh, Lacey Evans. Okay.
How they were saying man, if there was fans in that arena when she hit that Sister Abigail like so clean. Like she hit it better than Bray Wyatt.
I saw that.
Yeah, and then everybody would like just blow their heads off, you know, like
yeah,
the whole.
yeah.
So you know, like I said, man, wrestling without the fans is weird. But like you said, we got going through times, and you know how we're going now. But I like how AEW is, you know, letting some friends and family in because it's Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Florida. You know, like even with NFL, you could have some fans in there, but you know. For now, I think it's just friends and family. So, you know, I think it's weird for the WWE because it's a bigger promotion, obviously. But AEW, you know, they're taking the right steps. I mean, obviously safety is first, but I wish you know, I wish it was back to normal. But
yeah, you know, like I think AEW is smart, right? Because they have it in Jacksonville. They have that open stadium, right? Where if you have it closed, then you know it's more dangerous that way.
Yeah.
I think WWE, I mean, it's a copycat industry, right? They should that Thunderdome thing is stupid, honestly, like my opinion. And then they have that fake fan noise, man. Like you think those are fake? You think those are people like cheering? They don't have the capacity. I mean, I've heard it's not even like it's not even them. It's just a screen going like this, you know.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it's cool. I mean, you know, for some people, that's unique because you know when you watch the NBA, you know they have those type of fans like the bubble fans, you know. But
but you know, like for me, if WWE wants to get their, I'm sure if they want to get fans back, or not fans back, if they want to make it more relevant against AEW, because right now AEW is kicking their asses right now, except for like Roman Reigns. That's like next level. But like, so I think, my opinion, they should do it in an open, like an open stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, Vince McMahon got the money. He can go friggin'. I mean, he can't. Like Tony Khan's dad owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, so they have open access to that, right? Whenever they want, open daily. So they need to do something like that, man. Like something that's outdoorish, where you can have a tent or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they are using the Amway Center, Orlando Magic, as a Thunderdome. So
yeah, and then I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Weird.
Yeah, it's still weird, right? I mean, I think they have to find something to have fans at limited capacity, 20%. At least when I watch AEW, I can hear the fans like cheering, know, and it's cool because you're social distancing and you see like wrestlers too, like what they do before the Thunderdome, where they used to have like AEW, not AEW, AEW and NXT talent. They'll be like there. So I think they got to do something like that, in my opinion. And also like a lot of people getting sick with like COVID and stuff. I mean, it's out of their hands, like because they're always in contact and they bring it home and you gotta get tested and stuff. So it's just crazy right now. And I know that they're trying to do what they can. But we're just living in a weird time right now.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that everything goes. I mean, I don't want to say go back to normal, but like find its way back somewhere somehow. Because I mean, like that WrestleMania thing you were talking about, man.
And
I mean,
we're supposed to go. Me and Art supposed to go to WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
April, man.
You told me, man. You just buy your ticket, man. I got you. All right,
we going, bro.
We go. Hopefully at SoFi Stadium, man.
I'm trying to do the whole road show, bro. Like,
hey, man,
take over. If there's an AEW thing, we do Raw and SmackDown. Man, I was so ready for it.
So we'll see how it goes, man. Like I said, man, I'll take that offer, man. I don't mind flying over there, man.
It's just one time only. This is a bucket list.
Yeah, man.
It's a bucket list moment.
WrestleMania, that'll be our new WrestleMania moment right there.
There you go.
Especially if The Rock and Roman Reigns, main event it. Oh man, that's big. Yeah, that'll be big. So
there you go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So this is wrapping up our why we love professional wrestling.
Yeah, man, it's been great, man.
So I want to know, in your opinion, in your order, who are your top 5 favorite wrestlers of all WWF, WCW, WWE, AEW, New Japan, TNA. What am I missing? All the, MCW, Maryland Championship Wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
JWP, whatever.
Yup.
Ring of
So,
Honor.
there you go. So like, yeah. So let's hear what's your top five.
Obviously Razor Ramon, The Rock, Undertaker, Randy Orton. Is that
Randy.
4?
Okay.
Randy
Okay.
Orton. That's number 4, right?
Okay.
And then I would have to add Bret Hart in there.
Bret
Number
Hart.
5, yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
then I'm gonna add like an honorable mention, an upcoming guy. It would have to be Adam Cole. So.
Oh yeah, he's up there, man. He got charisma. Like he reminds me of like a Shawn Michaels, like
Yeah,
a
that's
younger
what I'm
Shawn
saying.
Michaels. Not because he has long hair. It's just that he has charisma. Like
yeah,
he
man.
has it.
Mic skills, everything. Yeah.
Yep. He has like the plethora of like moves like Shawn Michaels did, and I think he is as athletic as what Shawn Michaels was before his prime.
Yep.
All right, so like with my top 5, I'm gonna go from 5 to 1. So top number 5 for me will be Undertaker. Ministry Undertaker was tight, and then that's why I love him as a heel. Like goddamn, like he was a kidnapper. Who thought? Like I said, who would thought Undertaker would be a kidnapper, right?
He likes the kidnapping.
Word to Stephanie.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, damn, where you taking Stephanie at, Undertaker?
Yeah.
So like. And then of course like his body of work over the years is just crazy. Like it's just WrestleMania after WrestleMania moment. Like he just like even when he was already deteriorating already. I mean, it's just like watching Michael Jordan when he was with the Wizards. But that boneyard match that was like,
that made up for like his past WrestleMania performance.
Everything for real.
Yeah.
So like and then number 4 for me will be The Rock. So Rock is cool.
Yeah.
Corporate Rock, Hollywood Rock was the best for me because it was like the best of both worlds. You've never seen. Of course, we've seen The Rock as a heel twice, right? Corporate, Hollywood. Hollywood was more insulting, right? Because he would insult like fans from from the King, saying that the Lakers would beat him. He was just so witty.
The heel Rock, yeah.
Heel Rock, man. With his guitar sessions, man.
Yeah.
So my number 3, Stone Cold Steve Austin. So Rattlesnake. He basically and it was him and Undertaker, Chris Jericho. They spearheaded like WWF winning that wars. So that was great. I mean, he was like everything, right? Everything. Like, he was like he made cussing like cool, man.
Yeah, like hating your boss.
Hating your boss.
Made that shit cool, man.
Yeah, like Stone Cold Stars, man.
Like he made everybody's like, man, I wish I could do that to my boss. Like, give this guy a stunner.
Yep, exactly. I remember like Brandon, my cousin Brandon, man, he did the stunner on his older brother. I think he got hurt. Yeah. Shout out to Brandon.
He stuttered.
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
Number 2, Bret Hart. So that was my guy.
You ever did the sharpshooter on anybody?
Oh yeah, I did, man. That hurt. I asked someone to do me the sharpshooter too. That shit hurt. That shit does hurt though.
Yeah, man. The way it looks.
So like Bret Hart, like that was the first time I've seen like technical wrestling.
Yeah.
Like like you have arm drag and sleeper hold and so basically he works on the body part, right? Like he just keeps working on until he puts you in the sharpshooter. And number 1, my guy Hulk Hogan.
Yes, sir.
Terry Bollea. So that was my guy. He's a childhood hero, man. Like I'm just fortunate I got to meet him 3 years ago. I was, man enough to put that picture next to my wedding. You know what I'm saying? Yes, imagine your wife said, why is this picture next to our wedding picture, right?
Right.
And then you'd be like, because it's my hero. Well, you said your hero needs to be somewhere else.
Yeah, right.
All right, he's gonna go to my he's gonna go to my dresser then.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, so honorable mention number 6 for me is Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho first.
Le Champion.
Yeah, Le Champion. He he basically he remade himself, right? Like he made himself, he just tapped in that fountain of youth. He made himself like more relevant than ever as the GOAT. He was the first undisputed champion. And then he's been wrestling like, man, 30 years now plus. And then he just keeps going, man. So like I think at his rate, we probably see him for another 5-10 years before he hangs it up. And he's like in a band too, which is wild. This guy is like yelling and stuff and like singing.
I know. That's crazy.
So I mean that's my those are my 5 plus Jericho. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, man. So it's been great, man. This talk that we've been planning for a long time.
Yep. This was long overdue for us because we have a lot of we have some listeners who are into wrestling. Like, hey, like when you guys are gonna do a wrestling podcast?
Yeah.
We're gonna do more. We're gonna tap into like more people that are into wrestling. We have family members who they're closet like wrestling fans because I still talk to them about wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out to Daniel, man. He lets his little man watch Wesley with him with Raw. So I know how this all just accepts it. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of it. Yes, sir. All right, guys. So that wraps up episode 16. So we are on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and SoundCloud.
Yes, sir.
All right. Peace out, guys.
All right, y'all.